All right, here is the bonus version of solving absolute value inequalities. So were you kind of ignoring me when I was going over the first couple of problems? Was it easy for you to do on your own? Let's try this. If we have negative 1/3 times the absolute value of negative 4, times the absolute value of x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 2. So our absolute value is not isolated yet. We're being multiplied by a negative 1/3 right now. So in order to clear that negative fraction, we need to multiply by its reciprocal, which is negative 3. So whatever I do to the left side, I've got to do to the right side. And I end up with the negative 3 times negative 1/3 reducing, and we get absolute value, x minus 4. Your inequality symbol is going to flip because we multiplied by a negative. Don't forget that when you multiply by a negative, your inequality symbol flips. And then 2 times negative 3 gives us negative 6. Now our absolute value expression is isolated. Is this going to be an and problem or an or problem? This is less than. Less than. Okay, so let's write our two inequalities. The first one is going to be x minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 6. The second one is going to be x minus 4 is greater than or equal to positive 6. So let's see what that looks like. When I add 4 to both sides of my equation, I should blow that up a little bit. That gives us x is greater than or equal to negative 2. If I add 4 to both sides of this inequality, that gives us x is greater than or equal to 10. So when we draw our number line, keep in mind this is an and problem. That means we need to have overlap. And means overlap. We have a negative 2 and a positive 10. And 0 is somewhere in the middle. All right, my x is less than or equal to negative 2. So closed circle. Less than goes this direction. And x has to be greater than or equal to positive 10. So there's positive 10, closed circle, but it's got to be greater than. Do you see any overlap on our number line? No, absolutely not. If there is no overlap, and we're supposed to have overlap, that means no solution. This is a special case. There is no solution to that inequality. All right, try one more. Is your other bonus problem. What if we have the same inequality, but our sign is flipped? Okay, we still need to isolate our absolute value inequality. We're still going to multiply by the reciprocal of our fraction, negative 3. Negative 3. Those reduce, and we're left with the absolute value. Why isn't it clicking? There we go. Absolute value of x minus 4 is greater than or equal to. Don't forget to flip your inequality. We multiply by a negative. Anytime you multiply or divide your inequality by a negative, you've got to flip the sign. So 2 times negative 3 gives us negative 6. Now our absolute value expression is isolated, so we can write our two inequalities. Is this going to be an and or an or problem? This is greater. This is a greater problem. So x minus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 6. And we have x minus 4 is less than or equal to positive 6. And we're just going to solve both of our inequalities. Add 4 to both sides of your inequality, and that leaves you with x is greater than or equal to negative 6 plus 4 gives us negative 2. Or we're going to solve this one. Add 4 to both sides of your inequality. X is going to be less than or equal to 6 plus 4 is 10. So when we graph on our number line this time, or means we don't have to have overlap. So I've got negative 2, I've got positive 10, 0 somewhere in between. X is greater than -2, greater than or equal to. That means we're shading to the right. And it's going to go forever and ever and ever and ever. X is less than or equal to 10. We include 10. And it's going forever and ever and ever to the left, less than. This is an OR problem. We don't have to have overlap. So as you can see, because they don't have to have overlap, we're essentially shading every single number on the number line. So for this problem, our answer is all real numbers. And of course, you can write out the symbol or you can write out the words. Either way, I don't care.